Harris County, Texas, a vibrant, diverse, and growing community of over 5 million people facing a serious and persistent challenge: flooding. Time and again, our residents have endured the devastating impacts of flooding, often with long-lasting effects. That's why the Harris County Flood Control District is leading the SAFER study, an effort to identify transformational flood risk reduction projects across the county. SAFER stands for Solutions for Advancing Floodplain Evaluation and Resilience. This locally led initiative focuses on large-scale flood risk reduction projects that are grounded in data, guided by community input, and aimed at building a safer, more resilient future for Harris County. The SAFER study will focus on 11 of Harris County's watersheds that experience interconnected flooding challenges. By looking at these areas together, we can explore coordinated system-wide solutions. This multi-year initiative builds on decades of progress, combining engineering, environmental expertise, and your lived experiences to identify solutions that will improve quality of life moving forward. To reduce flood risk in Harris County, we're looking at a wide range of tools, both structural and non-structural. Structural tools are engineered to move or hold stormwater during heavy rains, like detention basins, tunnel systems, and channel improvements. Non-structural tools reduce risk by changing how we plan and prepare. This includes floodplain risk analysis and public education to help residents understand their flood risk and make informed decisions. Together, these approaches form a well-rounded strategy to help shape a safer future for Harris County. But the SAFER study is more than just flood control. It's about improving quality of life, strengthening environmental stewardship, and maximizing long-term community benefits. And most importantly, this work won't be done in a vacuum. Your input will help shape which solutions move forward. We're developing SAFER hand in hand with residents, property owners, and stakeholders to ensure final recommendations reflect what matters most. What makes SAFER different is the scale of the evaluation. It allows us to take a proactive look at larger projects, like tunnels and large detention systems, that go beyond routine improvements. We're also planning ahead, positioning Harris County for future partnerships and funding opportunities by aligning this study with a federal review process known as Section 203. Section 203 lets local agencies lead studies that meet federal standards. These studies compare project options, evaluate benefits and impacts, and lay the groundwork for long-term support. Let's take a closer look at how the SAFER study moves through the Section 203 process step by step. First, we receive approval to begin the study following the same process the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers would use. Next, we notify the public about the study and opportunities to get involved through websites, news releases, emails, and social media posts. At the start of the study, we host public meetings to hear directly from you. This is an opportunity to share local challenges, priorities, and ideas. Your input matters. Based on your input and technical research, we develop a range of possible flood risk reduction solutions to evaluate. We prepare a draft feasibility report and environmental impact statement explaining the study's findings and evaluating each option's benefits, costs, and potential environmental effects. We host a public meeting to share draft recommendations and gather feedback before moving forward. After the public comments are reviewed and considered, we finalize the plan and complete required environmental documentation. We host another public meeting to present the final report and give you a final chance to provide feedback. The completed report is sent to the Assistant Secretary of the Army for Civil Works for review and approval. If approved, the recommended projects can be submitted for congressional authorization, opening the door to federal funding and partnerships on construction in the future. We also look at other funding partners at the federal and state level to support. Section 203 enables local communities to lead planning efforts while opening the door to long-term federal investment. The SAFER study is already in motion, and we will continue through 2028. Here's what's ahead. In summer 2025, we're hosting public scoping meetings, your first opportunity to help shape the direction of the study. In 2026, we'll evaluate a wide range of potential flood reduction alternatives combining using technical analysis with your input. Between 2026 and 2027, we'll release a draft feasibility report. This preliminary document outlines the potential of proposed projects. We'll also begin a formal environmental review to assess possible impacts. By 2027, the final report will be submitted to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and reviewed by federal leadership. And in 2028, we'll ask Congress to authorize the plan, unlocking the potential for major federal funding and future construction. But success starts with you. Your voice helps us understand where the needs are and what matters most. We're hosting community meetings now to listen, learn, and collaborate. Every comment, concern, and story shared will help define the study's priorities and shape its recommendations. SAFER is not a standalone effort. It complements our ongoing projects and expands our look at the future. With your involvement, expert input, and future partnerships, we're taking steady steps toward a more flood-resilient Harris County. Visit thesaferstudy.org to learn more and tell us what matters.